You know what I got in here, guys, that you don't have?
What's that? A standing desk.
I got a standing desk.
Yep.
We are currently at the production offices of some show nobody's ever heard of.
This
called
is
Mythic
really
Quest.
Nice, man.
Yeah,
A different Mythic Quest production office.
Yeah, this is. But what people don't realize is how shitty television studios actually are.
Rob, what is this contraption you have in your office?
Well, I did not have this installed. Clearly, this was installed sometime in the mid 70s, based on the
we don't styling,
based on the technology,
the wood styling.
We don't make things that are that size that only have one button on them anymore. We just don't do it.
Yeah. Which is a shame.
It's a waste of space.
You want to see what happens?
Well, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Let's describe for the listener what we're looking at here. We're looking at like a rectangular box, right? A wooden box with a black button in the center, and that's it, attached to some sort of wire.
A cord coming off.
Very long cord. And doesn't this cord sort of remind you of an electrical cord from your childhood?
Yes,
Totally.
yeah, old school cord.
Early 80s,
Very
mid-80s.
like it's going to cause a fire type of cord.
Yes, the technology is
okay. And
not great.
When you first found this box, was it mounted under a desk?
I believe it was on the side of a desk.
Mounted on the side of a desk. Okay.
It was hidden away.
Very Dr. No, very Goldfinger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So now this person with this mysterious button on their desk, let's see what the button does.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Rob is going to push the button. He's pushing it now, and it is shutting the door to the office.
Now, how many people were sitting in this office and saw that door close and got real scared?
Yeah.
What did she think?
Right. Or he.
Yeah.
Or, well, definitely. Well, it could have been he.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It could have been he.
It could have been.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, look.
I'm not talking about a
These are some
female executive. I'm talking about a male executive.
Oh, it's a male executive.
Even if
It's a male executive.
yeah, for sure.
Getting what he wants.
Even if that button wasn't used for assault, just the intimidation alone of like, you come in and we're going to talk. You're like, so, you know, I've noticed something about your work, and then you hear the click and the door just automatically shuts.
Megan also has one, just FYI.
I have one in my office.
So this office had multiple.
Yeah.
Yeah, two
offenders.
Assailants? Potential assailants. Can we admit something to you? Can I admit something to you? I love it.
I love it too.
You use it all the time.
You wind up using it all the time.
Now, is there a possibility that the button was installed because in this particular office, there were people that maybe had a disability that made it difficult to get to the door, and so they said, let's just make it easier for there's not a lot of ramps though into this office or anything. No, so
it doesn't lock the door. I feel
that's a very
we need to
important part of
mention
it.
that.
It does not lock the door. Now that makes a big difference.
Now there should be two buttons. There should be one that closes it and one that locks it.
That's a lot of buttons.
Because if it
you
locks
don't have a desk full of buttons, then you look like an operator.
Yeah.
And you're the boss. You know, you don't want to look like the employee without having to push too many buttons.
Two buttons took up a lot of space back in the day, didn't it?
Yeah, well, you need this.
These days you can get buttons real close together and they don't even need to be actual buttons. They can just be on a screen.
No, now you can just say things.
Right.
Alexa,
close the door. Alexa, lock the door.
Alexa, lock the door.
Alexa, make this person like me.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or respect me or fear me.
Fear me.
That's what those buttons are about.
Yeah.
Hollywood was a shady place. Not anymore.
No, we sorted it out.
Yeah, we sorted it all out, everybody.
I think, right? We got rid of the bad ones, did we?
Well, we sent some to jail. Some
of them, some of them went to jail.
Some of them got sent to jail. Some of them
and everybody else. Some sent themselves to Europe.
Yeah, some sent themselves to Europe, which is the jail of the world.
But we... Europe, jail of the world.
Yeah, shame on you. You go to Paris now.
Oh, no. Okay.
But we sorted it out and all the monsters are gone. And now Hollywood's great.
Megan, when was the last time you ran into a Hollywood monster?
Well, I only work with you guys, so never.
Great answer.
Oh my
Don't cut that. Don't cut that. Don't cut that.
Give us time. Give us time.
Yeah, give us time. We'll get there.
So what are we doing here today? Well, first of all, we're here to talk about the gang solves the North Korea situation. That's the episode that we're discussing today. But in an earlier podcast, I believe we had discussed some of my wildest dreams, right? Things that I'd grown up seeing in movies such as sinking in quicksand and, cutting open a bag of cocaine and putting it on your gums. And, and then one of them, I believe that came up over the course of the conversation was kicking in a door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I think, Megan, you set this up.
I tried to get quicksand and cocaine, but it didn't come through. But I found a door.
Sinking in cocaine.
This is what that would be fun. This is when you need a Hollywood monster, because a
monster is going to get
the person who had that button had the cocaine, and if they were truly diabolical, had some quicksand.
Yes,
as well.
Right. Well, he had access to it. He knew the right people to call.
You want some quicksand, no, bro? I'd sink you in quicksand.
There are benefits to working with monsters. They can get whatever you need.
That's true. You yell at the right person enough.
It's the only way to get someone out of a 4-picture deal. Just sink them in quicksand.
Yeah. But the thing about quicksand is you get to watch it happen slowly, and the person has the opportunity to change their mind, right? So you can pull them out of the quicksand. Sure. You're like, you're going down. This is happening.
They should call it slow sand.
Yeah, it's not so.
It's not quick at all.
It should be called slow sand.
Why is it quicksand? It's very slow.
It is very slow.
But in the spirit of making those dreams come true, and an acknowledgement of a moment of this episode, there's a door that is constantly trying to be kicked open in this episode.
Yeah.
Try to bash it open. I tried my own home keys, which I'd forgotten about.
Really I love that. That's a great joke.
a good bit.
That was an Adam Stein joke, wasn't it?
There's a lot of.
I don't know.
I think that was an Adam Stein joke.
It could have been.
That's great.
I think
there's a lot of Martyr and Roselle in this episode.
Oh,
a lot of Martyr and Roselle.
They are all over this thing.
Episode.
Yeah,
all the racist parts. That's them.
Yes,
that's
exactly.
All the racism.
We can't throw them under the bus like that.
The racism was also us.
I was going to say, are we going to discuss the bamboo flute? Are we going to discuss the?
We made some poor choices. Our hearts were in the right place, but the behavior was wrong. I think as the filmmakers, we made some questionable decisions there.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think that's fair to say. Charlie, you're a musician. Is that flute called a bamboo flute? Am I correct in saying that?
I don't know. I don't know the racist instruments.
We can't always get it right. Sometimes we fuck it up.
I'll tell you what we got right.
Okay.
Leather dusters.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Doors marked pirate. It was very enjoyable.
Some classics.
I think even you guys doing the
I know.
the judges was very funny.
It was
when
funny.
we set it up, I was like cringing because I was like, oh, this is one of the ones where we parody something and it's going to lock us and date us. And then I watched the scene. I was like, it's funny.
It's hilarious.
It's super funny. Even if you don't know the reference, Danny being like, no, it's a no, dog. It's nothing.
It might be funnier if you don't know the reference.
Totally. I got to highlight Caitlin's drunk acting. I mean, my God, her
Caitlin's drunk acting is fantastic in this episode.
You've got some moments that really made me laugh hard in this episode too. Like your whole explanation of the threat color.
Oh, that was a real thing too.
Yeah, that was the other thing.
That was a real
George Bush's color coded threat alert system or whatever that was called. So we were spoofing that, but I also love how like you're yelling. And then you go, and then Dee says something about like, you're not going to take over my talent show. And she's like, it's already done. And you just completely drop it. We're taking over the talent show.
Also, how angry you are at her for her impression of Rosie Perez is really funny.
You're constantly like yelling at her and getting angry at her in this episode in a way that is just so funny to me.
Well, so this is the introduction of the Duster. And I remember it's such a long speech. And I remember getting really upset with myself because I'm trying to deliver it, but it was so long and I was just trying to get through it as quickly as possible to like get out the information. And I remember that the glasses, that was like a last minute thing where Casey, our prop master, was out in front of Patty's and was like, I was thinking you might want some sunglasses. I'm like, well, let me look at them. And he showed me like a group and I just put them on.
Blades. And
I think the first take, I remember walking in with it and you guys just started laughing. And then from that point forward, it was impossible to get through a take.
Yeah. That was good. That's a good look, man. It's a fun look. It's a fun look. The Duster is undeniably the most badass coat.
I love the part where you can't hear Dennis on the other end and you're just, that is amazing. When you call him.
Oh yeah. To gloat. And then it's implied that he's like, fuck this, I'm coming over.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're like, don't. And then you hang up and you're, what?
Oh, what did I call him?
And then them laughing.
There's a lot of good stuff in this episode, and the twists and turns of the story are really fun. I mean, Danny jumping in the slow-mo shot, which again had that flicker. So I feel like our version of slow-mo in those first 2-3 seasons, we never figured this out. Were we using some different kind of camera?
I don't know what we used for that. Do you remember what kind of camera we used for that particular slow motion sequence? I just remember we used the Phantom when we shot the Christmas episode.
Yes.
Then we must have been using that Phantom thing because we shot the Christmas episode at the end of season 4.
So you have to adjust for the lights to make sure that they don't flicker like that. I mean,
I know it's very strange. I did enjoy the addition that I believe we just added in post of the $6 Million Man. Sound effect.
That makes it really work for me. Yeah,
that's pretty great. Also, your moment where you're like, where you're like, wait, so you're going to spray my fiance with water, exposing her breasts to the entire crowd?
That's really bad.
That's what I'm talking about.
I know.
Like, there's some dicey shit in there.
Yeah. But we're bad.
But
We're being bad.
I know.
But you guys get in trouble for it. It's like,
I know.
and it doesn't happen, but.
Okay, I know.
But the fact that we're like, it's what a change in times, right? Because we knew it's not like we're getting caught off guard here and being like, oh man, these guys are behaving badly. Like, of course, we're like, let's set up a bunch of bad behavior and then have these people
pay the price
and lose. And that was sort of what the show was. And it's interesting to look at it now and say, oh man, that behavior is bad. Like, and no shit.
No, totally. But it's that thing that it's the wherever our meter is. Like when we're in the writer's room and there's certain things where we're like, that doesn't feel right. That feels like it's too far. Mm-hmm. And I think our meter then was just in a different place than it is now. Meaning like it just gives us a little bit more of a
more pause to even say it.
Yeah. I personally want to get to Glenn kicking the door in really badly because I feel like that's like exciting and fun. And I feel like talking about the episodes is boring. I think it is. But then when I'm out in the world, apparently a lot of people are listening to the podcast, which is great. Everywhere I go, more people are telling me that they're listening to the podcast than actually watch any of the shows we make. And they do enjoy us talking about the episodes and reminiscing. Do you find this part of the podcast exciting? I find it boring.
It's not that you know what it is for me? I sometimes feel like it feels like self-indulgent. It's just like people talking about something that they already did and then patting themselves on the back about it.
And then be like, hey, remember that time?
That's what the podcast is.
Yeah.
That was the original concept for it. I know.
I understand.
It's a bad concept.
I understand the like
too
the fear
far
behind
too.
that, but
We're in it now.
We're in it now. I will say that I think I can see how it could be interesting. Certainly, my interests in what I like to do align with the podcast where people would be talking about the process. Mm-hmm. So if there was if there's a podcast with certain filmmakers, I want to hear every detail.
Right.
But that's me, and I know I'm a limited amount of the audience here. I'm one person, but I don't know. Yeah, I hear you. We should kick in some doors, and that might get us really going on something.
Charlie, before we do though, we're wearing, besides your orange outer shirt or rust colored, let's call it, we're wearing the same colors. Look at your t-shirt.
This is like a charcoal.
Gray.
Similar though, very
Yours is
similar.
blue.
It's blue.
And your pants are black and mine are black.
For anybody who's watching on YouTube and for all the listeners, not only is this boring, but it's not even true. What Glenn is wearing completely different colors than Charlie.
Charlie, we're wearing the same outfit.
They don't know if they don't watch,
A lot of people watch, and I like that Glenn calls them creeps, and I think we should just call them the creeps.
Well, when you call someone a watcher, it just sounds creepy. I'm not saying they're creeps. I'm just saying when you call someone a watcher, it sounds great. It's like call someone a listener. It's like, listener.
Right. But I think maybe that's kind of fun that if the audience on the who's listening to this on the drive to and fro work, they're the listener, and anybody who's watching is a creep. I think that's kind of fun.
Okay.
That's the creep audience.
Yeah. All right.
Who wants to look in.
Definitely try to alienate as many people as possible. Seems like a great idea.
Let's see how many of these creeps want to see me kick a door in.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do one for the creeps.
Oh,
This one's for you,
already.
creeps.
Okay.
All right. We're going to try to kick a door in this office.
Yeah.
We have a door marked.
I'm very excited about this, guys.
Let's talk about it a little bit. Yeah, tell me about
before we get
how
out
are you
there.
feeling?
Yeah.
Are you limber at this point? Are you stretched out? We should have you stretch.
Yeah, I could probably stand to stretch a little bit more.
Okay, how about let's guess how many kicks it's going to take. I think one.
I think one.
But two at the most. It won't take any more than two.
Yeah.
All right, let's kick a door in. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's get to work here.
Check my angles, guys. Check my angles. Make sure I've got a camera inside as well to get the inside.
Oh, okay.
And
so
then we got a wide there.
So you're going to kick it in, but what's the story? Like, take us through, because let's take us to a place.
How are you feeling right now?
I'm excited. It's a little close. You put the microphone a little close.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, same. You did it again. I'm feeling good. I'm not that warmed up. I do want to say.
Tell it to the folks at home.
Yeah, folks. I do want to make this very clear. That I never took martial arts in my entire life.
What?
Really?
Yep. So that.
So what you're about to see is happening in real time.
So you're not even a ninja, and you think you're gonna be able to kick this door in?
Ninjas don't kick in doors. For the record,
They sneak in windows.
They're sneakier than that. They're much sneakier than that. Okay, this is more of a sort of a SWAT team type situation.
Yes.
But
I like that. Okay.
And can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Is it more fun if it's Glenn kicking in the door, or do you want to play one of those characters from the 80s? Meaning you have a story and there's somebody or something in that door that you need to get to because you want to say something cool. After you kick it in, you want to come into the door, into your camera in there and announce something.
That's right.
Who are you looking for?
We're letting
Where's
you
the girl?
relive your dream here for like, what's the line?
What's the narrative, you know? Where's the girl? Something like that. That could be the villain or the hero. I don't know.
How do you get your kicks? Or something, you know what I mean?
Nice. Oh, you want it to be like a one-liner. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Let's go is just a great one. Boom. Let's go.
Because, well, I think also, like, commit to it, right? So if it doesn't work once, don't stop. Like, keep going until it opens. And you might, if you wind up putting a hole, like, through the door, you might have to bash through it like the high C guy. The high C guy.
Yeah.
The Kool-Aid man.
The Kool-Aid guy. Sorry, the Kool-Aid guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's what you should say. That's
the fucking line.
Okay. Oh,
That's the
yeah.
line. Oh, yeah. Here it comes. All
Here we
right. It's someone else's line.
All right, ready, everybody?
Yeah, here we go. Glenn's lined up. He's lined up. Okay. Okay, here we go.
So easy. Now you damaged the door.
Well, of course.
But
Yeah.
come check this out.
I mean,
Let's grab the camera here. You went straight into the drywall. So let me get a shot here. Into the drywall, we made
more
a
stuff to fix.
hole. So how do you feel right now, Glenn? How do you feel?
An exhilaration that I haven't felt in quite some time. An exhilaration I haven't felt in quite some time.
Mike was too close.
Yeah.
Okay.
How does your foot feel?
Foot is fine.
Awesome.
Foot is good. All
Well,
right.
what else can we break?
Is this
Wait, we were. Sorry.
what's this
Hi,
one?
Emma.
Go through. Hi, Emma. Hello.
See, people are trying to work.
People are working.
Hi, Emma.
Emma.
This is
We
work,
just
ain't
broke
it?
your door. I'm sorry.
Well, so this one you don't want to break the glass, but out
Right.
here again. Oh, just for the creeps out there, this is the beautiful L.A. River. Now, I know
Yeah.
you've heard a lot about the rivers in L.A. and this is one of
Yep.
them. This
Yeah.
is the one.
Earlier, before we were discussing kicking in the door, we noticed there was some real flimsy wood. Mm-hmm. And we were thinking, gosh, this was wood that you could almost karate chop right through. It's bendy.
Really wouldn't even take
You
that
could
much.
do an
would it?
elbow, maybe.
Ooh.
There's another bar underneath it that I'm afraid you could break, but I wonder if you could kick that first.
You could easily kick
So if
through
you-
it,
if
but
you
now
kick through
we're
it,
and then-
past talking about kicks and we're into chops.
Yeah, I think you could chop through that.
I don't know. There's a good
Look,
chance.
there's not- it's not even-
yeah,
it's not even full.
It's popping up on the side, but there's a good chance you go to chop this. No, that's
Well, don't do that.
Well, don't do that. I think you could chop as hard as you wanted, and you actually would not break through this.
Oh, see, he's making it a challenge, which I understand.
shit. Okay.
I feel like what I want to do though is remove this. Because if you remove I'm afraid if you go through
Because you're going to chop so hard that you're hoping you'll go through all three pieces of wood. You need to put something on top of this to absorb the blow. Although a ninja doesn't.
I'm not a ninja.
Well, again,
that Glenn's not a ninja. I'm not a ninja.
No, and ninjas don't do that. It's too noisy.
Well, I think we've learned that this piece of old particle wood is too tough for the three of us. What about that brick? You think we could smash the brick through it?
Yeah.
Smash it on one of our heads.
Hand.
Am I the one doing it now?
What,
or I'll do it.
What's he doing?
I just, yeah.
Is he breaking
is
it
that
with
gonna
the
work?
brick?
It's like a hammer.
Oh, the brick just bounced right off of it.
But
it did splinter the wood, making it far more choppable.
Okay, all right. Okay, this is exceptionally choppable now.
Yeah.
But
the brick did splinter it from the bottom.
I mean, the security is going to be here like at any second.
Yeah, any minute
right?
now. We're going to get in
I'll
trouble.
do this with my right hand.
Are these your... Oh,
All right. All right. There. We did it. Now, you're not technically all the way through
He
the
put
wood.
it back.
Well, this is the problem. Yeah. So can you...
Yeah!
We tore it.
We tore it.
I mean, this is what these studios are made of. Just
That's
sexual assault, broken dreams.
Broken wood.
This is Hollywood, people. This is Hollywood.
This is Hollywood.
Well, we're back.
Well, we've done it. We've broken things. We've kicked things. And Glenn, how do you feel?
Wait.
Oh, Rob has pushed the button and is closing the door for the non-watchers.
For the listeners.
For the listeners.
Door's closed. Glenn, how do you feel?
He asked me in his creepiest voice.
How do you feel,
You know,
man?
I think, honestly, that was exhilarating.
Yeah, right?
That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I did not, in fact, stay in character like I promised but then I kind of came out of character because I was like, that was too fucking easy. Yeah. And then remembered I had a line and, so had that been my one take, I would have fucking blown it. But I would like to do it again. I would like to do it again, and I would like to do it again with that's a
real door.
A particularly flimsy door. Like,
yeah. But I wonder if it's just the fact that the door is locked, and a lock sort of symbolizes no to you. And you kicking in that lock says, no, I will not be constricted.
Right.
I will not be constrained.
Constrained by the laws of physics. America.
City, the county.
Or this flimsy door. I am godlike. I wonder if that's why I feel so good.
Yeah, absolutely.
It would have been cool to kick the door clean off the hinges. Like that, I bet feels great.
Yeah, that'd be
that would require the door to really be bolted on both sides from a physics standpoint.
Oh, yes.
Which I'm sure of the science.
You're right.
Glenn, you did a pretty impressive spin kick in the episode.
Oh, yes.
To try to kick the door.
I'm sure he's glad you brought that up.
Well, sure. Yeah. I mean, listen, I again, as I made it clear earlier, never taken any martial arts class in my entire life. And the first time I'd ever attempted a spin kick in my entire life was when we did that bit on the show. And I have to say, like, it shows.
It looked pretty good. No, I thought it looked good. I think the duster makes it look good.
That's the thing. The duster enhances anything.
Oh, sure. You guys can't give me this. You can't give me this. You gotta credit the duster for my form on my kick.
I'd have to rewatch.
I don't know enough about spin kicks to know what your form, whether it was good or bad. I think it's good. I like it.
Actually.
I think it looks like a good spin kick.
Yeah.
And I think the duster. I think both things are true.
It enhances
the duster makes it look awesome because there are flaps and leathers flying everywhere.
Yeah, the leathers.
That section of that whole episode is, I think, the show at its finest. But we are arguing about the way, like, we have a conflict, which is that we want to get past this locked door.
Yeah.
But then
we have the same goal.
It even starts even earlier as you're entering the bar.
Right.
We're arguing about who
you
should
have a
have
very
worn the
specific
duster.
goal that you're both aligned with, right? Or aligned on. And then you very quickly are arguing about something, about how to achieve that goal. And who should be wearing the duster.
And the added level of conflict of, I think I'm going to try my keys. No, that's not going to work. But what's really funny is that we're conflicted, but we're in this particular one, we're not like really at each other's throats about it, which is funny. It's like mild conflict. So like, I don't think your thing's, let me try my thing.
Well, and you're going back and forth, which is like, you're there on a mission, but one of you wants to wear you both think you should wear the duster. And then, okay, let's get back to the mission. But wait, both of you are on the same page. You got to drink the beer.
Micro beers.
Let's definitely drink the beer. And then we'll get back on the same page. And then you're looking around, right? You're on the same team. And then Charlie sees the door. Who lives behind that door?
Yeah, that's another great line. It's like,
what do you think lives? Let's find out. Let's stop arguing about
and find out what lives in there.
Find out what lives in there.
Do you think a pirate lives in there?
Yeah.
Was that pirate private stuff scripted, or did you guys just make that up on the day?
The key thing was scripted because I wouldn't have had a keychain in my pocket.
The key thing was scripted, and I'm almost positive that was an Adam Stein joke.
Yes, I think the pirate joke was an Adam Stein joke.
I think that's what I think it was. I think the pirate joke was an Adam Stein joke.
Yeah.
The key thing I think was my idea.
Oh, it may have been
because I just remember thinking it was so dumb someone would try their own keys, but also like kind of
made sense.
Made just enough sense that you're like, well, I guess it's worth a try.
No, sorry, Adam Stein. I tried to give you credit.
Yeah, I'm giving him credit for the
credit for the pirate.
Arguably the better joke, which is the
pirate joke.
Pirate private.
Yeah.
Mary Elizabeth reminded me of something that I'd forgotten, but there was a background performer in the scene who, when we were banging ourselves against the door, Fred had to keep giving them the note because the person kept doing the universal sign for that person's crazy, where you crank your finger in a circle and roll and point it at the side of your head and roll your eyes and something no one has ever done ever to describe someone who's crazy. That person's crazy.
Right. What is that meant to symbolize? Your brain is like tumbling around inside your head, like
maybe.
Yes, it's
like a fucking cement mixer.
It's flipping over and over and not where it should be. And I remember that being one of the first times that seeing a director like have to tell a background performer like, "Hey, man, take it down
awkward.
a notch." Yeah,
it's awkward. Well, actually, I think the director's not supposed to talk to. It's got to be the AD, right?
That's what it was, right? So the director has to tell the assistant director who can talk to the.
That's a DG. Is that a DGA rule, or is that a background artist rule?
It's a crazy ass rule that makes no sense.
It is.
Speaking of crazy ass rules that make no sense, have you guys seen the most recent news on daylight savings?
It looks like we're going to do away with it, yeah? Or is that the Senate voted unanimously?
The Senate voted unanimously. The House, it's not up to the House quite yet. It's not has not been brought to the House, so we don't know when that's going to happen.
I thought things started with the House of Representatives and then went to the Senate. Am I crazy?
I think it goes from the Senate to the House, but I don't know.
I thought things went from the House to the Senate.
I would have thought the other way. I would have thought
I love that all four of us don't know.
House has less power, so then it goes to the House, then it goes to the Senate, and then it becomes a bill on Capitol Hill. Remember that? Remember that cartoon?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, they have an equal amount of power, but each individual member has less power because
that's right.
There's many, many more of them than there are senators.
But
it still has to pass that. And I just read a whole article about how we as a nation have done this before. In 1970, we did this.
What do you mean?
For 2 years.
We tried it and it never passed?
And it didn't work. And people were miserable. The public at the time overwhelmingly decided, let's get rid of it. And then 2 years later, they're like, can we have that back, please? And it was reenacted.
What? Wait, who? Wow. The people? The people wanted it back?
Well, yes, the people wanted it back.
What did
Mostly, it was throwing people off to be getting up in the morning while it's dark for such a long period of time.
But it's darker now when we wake up in the morning.
Yeah, it's like ruining people's circadian rhythms.
Fuck your circadian rhythm. I'm sorry.
Well, that circadian rhythm's going to get locked in.
Yeah.
When you just stick with it for a while. That's what wires it in, right?
Well, we can also just shift. Yeah.
It looks like it goes from the House to the Senate.
Yeah. So then what happened? Why did so the senators just decided, we're just going to do this.
Right. So
now we're going to kick it to you.
Okay, guys, we're gonna have
is
to
less
do a
exciting.
civics lesson.
This is less exciting than kicking doors down. I
No,
gotta
I
say.
think this is
Definitely.
Civics lesson.
Definitely.
I think this is great stuff. By the way,
I like that people tune in to get disinformation.
Yes,
from us.
absolutely.
That's what's really
well, that's what
fun.
podcasts are
Or just
all about.
actually, it's not even disinformation. It's just a lack of information.
Yeah. This isn't. We're serving up zero information.
There's no information being
Yeah.
served. I will say I saw some comments on the we were posting. We posted a clip, I think this morning, or maybe it was, I don't know, recently, where we're talking about the daylight savings thing, and I saw one comment on there because I do like to read some of those comments, and one person was like, saying something like, "Well, no, we do need daylight savings time because it's important for the plants and the animals to have the maximum amount of sunlight." You know what I mean? Because if they don't, then it's going to affect like the plant life and this. And then somebody commented below them, "Do the plants and animals know what time it is?"
Yeah, that's
Fucking idiot. I couldn't tell if maybe they were being
might have been a joke.
joke.
That might have been.
joke.
That's almost too dumb. That's almost too dumb.
They seemed it felt serious. I don't know.
Well, a lot of
It's
people
pretty
have
dumb.
devices and they can write things down now and put them out in the world.
Yep.
And
They're
just
not,
like us.
They're not smart.
Just like us.
Yeah, we can, dude. We can put things out. In
we
the
have a
world.
major platform and we don't know how the House and Senate works.
We're not smart. I mean, that's a revelation right there.
Yeah.
Let's we're discovering
Yeah,
that
but
we're
we
not
can
smart.
kick in a door.
Charlie was just suggesting that some people shouldn't.
kick in a door?
Kick in a door? I don't think so.
I don't know when things go to the Senate, but can you kick in a door?
But I know I
I've
can.
never seen you make that face before.
I've never made that face.
Can I see it again? That looks like a puppet version of you. Oh, you can't.
He's making a
can't
puppet.
get-
He's
Wow.
scrunching his face in a amusing way.
I might not know when things go to the Senate, but can you kick in a door?
Well, we had a lot of people try to kick in the doors of the Senate. That was interesting.
Yeah, we did that.
We did that. We're a nation of door kicker inners. So
We sure are.
What can we say?
I kicked in a door. I mean, I kicked in a door in the episode prior, right?
You did.
What was
you
the one?
did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Two
We just
times.
didn't see it happen.
Well,
It was
the first
implied.
time.
On the inside, yeah.
The first time we didn't see it, but the second time when I come in the dress,
that's right.
What do I say? Was the
Behold!
a man in all his glory,
Yeah.
or something.
Something. If you really want to get into something, Rob, go ahead and needle Glenn about the drinking and water.
Oh, we should do a listener poll. We should do a listener poll. For anybody who's listened
man.
to the
Don't-
podcast.
Stupid.
Don't make. You're gonna slap another poll on Glenn?
Well, yeah.
He keeps
I mean,
polling you, dude.
Oh, you're just as bad as our government. Just all.
All these fucking.
I'm fascinated by
polls.
you thinking that you have this revelation. You've come up with this hangover cure that nobody's ever heard of.
Yeah, and what is that, Rob?
But it's
what is it?
It's having a drink and then drinking a glass of water.
Wrong. You're already wrong right off the bat. You're wrong. And this is why I know. And this is why I know that your argument's fucking bullshit. Because right off the bat, you don't even remember what my formula was.
Okay, what's your formula?
No, I don't want to tell you anymore because you're just gonna fucking make fun of me.
You don't want me to reap the benefits.
I'm happy for you to reap the benefits. The problem is that you and you said the same thing earlier. Like, oh, you think you made up the thing. I'm not saying I'm the first person to do it. I'm just saying
It's your method.
I'm saying I discovered a way to get drunk and not get a hangover. That's all I said. I didn't say I'm the first to ever do it and no one's ever done it besides me.
It's the word. It's the term discovered, that
discovered.
makes it seem like it's.
I discovered it for myself.
You were presenting it as a
there you
revelation
go.
to us, as if we.
Yes, but you don't remember what it was. So you're saying it isn't, but you don't remember what it was.
Could you tell us what it is?
I'm happy to.
Okay.
You pick a clear liquor. I would argue vodka is better than tequila, but either one I think works because they're both they have less impurities in them.
Okay.
And you do a shot of that, and then you like if you're at a party, you drink a bottle of water, and then you do another shot, and then you drink another, and then what you do is you carry around the party. You carry a bottle of water.
You make sure
you do
you
a
drink
shot.
as much water as you drink booze.
Well, you're actually drinking like
More water than
10, I'd say like around 10 times as much.
Can we rewind the tape?
Yeah.
Just so.
Yeah, you didn't
can
say-
hear- I
no.
said for every drink you have, you drink a glass of water.
And that's not my formula.
I'm lost.
Am I? Am I being gaslit?
No. I'm being gaslit because what is okay? Define an alcoholic drink. Only clear liquors are alcoholic
Well, first
drinks?
of all, that's the first time I've heard you say clear liquor.
I said that on the podcast when I said the formula.
I don't know if that's true. Okay.
That's true.
I feel like I recall.
100%.
I had to watch that episode.
A clean, because you're looking for a clean. I think you referred to a clean
buzz.
buzz.
A clean
It's
buzz.
gotta be clean, brother.
It's got to be clean.
When Jill stays sharp.
When Jill stays sharp. She's got a clean buzz.
Yeah, it's got to be clean. It's got to be pure if it wants to get inside my body.
Okay, so besides that, the choosing of the liquor.
Yeah, besides that, you got it right. Yeah.
I just like that you guys use that button to close the door, and now you're in here arguing about your polls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Megan.
I was trying to do a joke. It didn't work. I get to cut that.
Yeah, you get to cut that.
Megan.
No, you got to keep that in there. Keep that for your show.
Yeah.
I just want to say,
keep that,
though, I'm not saying that I invented it and nobody's ever done it before. I'm just saying I discovered for myself that was a way of drinking. And then in order to experiment with it, I was like, Jill, you should try this, because we were going to a thing and she was like, I just don't want to, I'm going to get a hangover. And I'm like, I have a thing, try this. And then she did it. And she was like, oh my God, she had the right response because she actually tried it. Not two people who've never fucking done it.
What?
I
literally do it every single time I drink.
You drink vodka.
I recognize.
You didn't drink any water in the drunk episode at all.
But I do recognize that the more water I drink, the less hungover I'm going to be. Everybody in the world knows that.
But that was.
Wait, so can you talk about your hangovers that you had after we recorded that episode?
Oh God.
Who had the worst?
Did we not talk about this yet?
I don't think so.
Oh, I
no.
definitely had it the worst. Definitely I had it the
you got
worst.
sick, right?
Just because I texted you guys, so I only know I had it the worst because we texted with each other. And
I mean, I knew I was like
Actually, I don't remember what you
the
said.
next day. I just felt like
Charlie
shit.
drank the most because you had 2 beers.
Guinness, yeah.
I had 3 beers.
You had 3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oof. And Glenn, I don't even know if you finished that 1 beer, but then Rob and I just did the shots.
Well, I mean, again, I want to. Part of the problem was I didn't eat anything.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that I didn't eat anything. I barely ate anything. I had like a couple of bites of something and some potato chips, but like you can't do that and have 7 shots of whiskey. It's just. I was annihilated.
I was surprisingly okay, which made me kind of worried. Like I got up and did work. Actually, the next day I had to come and break down the whole studio and like put all the mics away and everything. And it felt distinctly like, do you ever do that in like college where you threw a party in your house and then the next morning you had to like be around the party stuff? And it's always like the worst when you have the hangover and you're around.
Just the smell of the old beer. The
memories.
But back when I was doing that, it was like you would be picking up cigarette, like the red cups with cigarette butts.
Oh, remember when you like pick up a beer that you thought was yours and you go to drink it and it had a cigarette in it?
That doesn't exist anymore, right? I guess it still does. People are still doing that.
Yeah, people are still. Well,
not as often, though. Not as
you
often.
can't smoke indoors.
Well, less people smoke in general, I think.
I definitely felt like shit the next day for sure. But I always feel like crap after I drink now, and always in my life did. It's it fucks me up.
I had what basically amounts to the flu for the first half of the next day. Like I was not out of bed and even remotely functional until about 1 or 2 in the afternoon.
That's a shame because you were so fun. Both of you were so fun.
Well, it's also but like bourbon. I don't know. My body doesn't metabolize bourbon well.
Let's do the next one with vodka. Okay. All right. Fuck it. Let's do the next one with vodka or tequila, and we'll do the goddamn thing with the water.
And I'm going to bring up.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to drink 9 shots, and you're going to drink all that water, and then you're going to wake up the next day and you're going to feel like shit.
Well,
because it doesn't matter how much water you have.
No, 9 shots. I'm with you there. I'm with you there. It doesn't
matter how much water you drink. If you drink enough alcohol, it will poison you.
Well, I'm with you there. No, I will. Yes, I will concede that. Absolutely. I will absolutely concede that. But
so what you're suggesting is you just drink a conservative amount of alcohol and then also hydrate and also be on a full stomach. And then you won't feel as hungry.
I can see where you're headed with that.
I know you can because you know me very well.
Yeah, I know where you're headed with that. And
I'm going to let you guys battle that one. I'll have some drinks with you. I'm not drinking 9 shots.
No, I'm saying you can drink.
Fuck this. I won't. At some point, my body will be like, see ya.
You think so?
Yes.
Now you got one more. Let's do one every
6
month
months?
or so.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm joking. Yeah, once every couple months. Your liver's got that in it, don't you think?
Next time I'm going to bring a breathalyzer so we can see
Absolutely.
who has, because I bet I would have had the highest just because my body weight versus, because I drank the same amount, but I should have brought a breathalyzer. We saw someone on Instagram posted that they were watching the drunk episode while giving birth. Like they were in, Caitlin reposted it. They were in labor. This woman in labor and like on her phone, like, well, we're going to have a St. Patrick's Day baby. And like the podcast was on the TV in the hospital.
That's crazy.
It was wild. Yeah.
Oh my God.
We're changing lives.
Do you have a face about that?
Yeah, that was a good one, Rob.
All right. Guys, we're changing lives.
Oh, we are.
Well, guys, this has been fun. Thank you for letting me kick in a door in your office. I really appreciate that. I really do sincerely appreciate that. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was cool.
We'll make sure Ross gets the invoice. It's a union job, so that's going to be quite pricey to you. But we'll figure it out.
All right. You know what I just decided? I'm not going to pay for it.